post-fight reaction. Just finished watching Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. We just gotta acknowledge the alternate dimension that we're in. Before the fight started, I'm talking shit. I'm talking greasy. I'm talking all types of shit. Francis ain't got no chance. I'm rooting for Francis, of course, because I want the MMA guys to get the win, and I just want like some crazy shit to happen so the whole world could be shocked because he's a big underdog. The story coming from the struggle. So I'm like, nah, I'm rooting for Francis, but I just didn't think it's possible under the circumstances and the situation that he was under, considering that the motherfucker never boxed in his life, let alone in a professional match, let alone against Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion of the world, considered to be the best heavyweight right now, the lineal heavyweight champion. Francis' first time in a professional boxing match, I didn't expect the fight to be even close, to be honest. I thought Tyson Fury would outbox him. Francis would gas out. I honestly thought Francis would gas out by the third or the fourth round, because even in MMA, he usually gasses out. I mean, the rounds is different in terms of his 5-minute rounds. So I don't know how much of a factor that plays, but you gotta wrestle, there's a lot of grappling, there's a whole lot more things you gotta worry about that could tie you out in the MMA fight, and the rounds is 5 minutes long, so that probably helped him. Every 3 minutes he get the rest. But I didn't see the fight being that close. Francis looked good. I think it's a multitude of factors. I think Tyson Fury underestimated Francis, just because why wouldn't you? The motherfucker never boxed before, so you, in your mind, I'm gonna go in there, box him up, get him out of there in a couple of rounds. I'm the best in the world. And I would think that. I would even feel like that. I probably wouldn't even train that hard for the fight. I'm keeping it real with you. Because Francis is not like this is a top contender, or even like this is another heavyweight boxer. This is some guy that doesn't box. This should be easy for you. Like if you flip it vice versa and Francis goes over to MMA, he would dominate Tyson Fury. Like it wouldn't even be a close fight because Tyson Fury's not an MMA fighter. So that's what I thought it was going to be here. Ngannou, look at Ngannou in the Jairzinho Rosenstrike. He was swinging like a lunatic. So in my mind, I was saying it before the fight. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be sloppy. He's going to be falling all over himself, tripping all over his own foot, swinging wild, missing. The fight was a competitive ass back and forth fight. Shockingly. Ngannou drops Tyson Fury in the third round with a left hook. The first 2 rounds, Tyson Fury won. Tyson Fury won. Let me go through the fight, how the fight played out. First round, Tyson Fury comes out really aggressive. Like, he didn't look good. Tyson Fury, he didn't look good like how he usually looked. Like, even when he was hitting the pads a couple days before the fights, I'm watching him hit the pads. He's looking fast, crisp, he's moving, he's slipping, he's looking good. In this fight, he didn't look good. The speed was good, but the technique, the movement, it wasn't there. His footwork wasn't there. He was just coming in. He came out hard in the first round, like he was trying to knock Francis out. He came in hard, swinging, trying to knock Francis out. Second round, same thing. He came out swinging, came out hard. I was confused by that. Like, that game plan, I didn't think that's the game plan he would come with. I thought he was going to come in there, box him, stick him, touch him up for like 2-3 rounds, get him tired, and then try to get him out of there. But no, he came out there trying to knock Francis out for some reason. Worst game plan I've ever seen. Anybody who's putting money on Fury, I know as they was watching the fight, they was like, what the fuck is going on? First 2 rounds, Fury won it. He was landing the better shots. Nothing crazy, but he was touching up Francis a little bit more. So I gave him the first 2 rounds. Third round, Francis drops him. So that's a 10-8 round. Fourth round, I think I gave it to Fury if I can remember. Okay, I had Francis winning the knockdown round and 2 other rounds clear. Fury won about 3-4 rounds clear too, and then there was like 3 or 2 close rounds. Not necessarily that it was close, it was just not a lot of action happening in those rounds. So, and Tyson Fury was just landing like a couple more jabs from the outside, looking more crisp, so you would give him those rounds. So It was a close fight. I know a lot of people gonna say it was a robbery and this, that, and that. It wasn't a robbery. Tyson Fury won the fight. It's like when you see the fight even being close, the underdog, you tend to, oh, this person won. Especially if it was like the same thing with Volkanovski. I wanted Volkanovski to beat Islam that first fight. I thought Volkanovski won that fight. When I rewatched the fight, Volkanovski didn't win. He really didn't win the fight. It was a close fight though. I was sad when Volkanovski got kicked in the head. I could have cried that night. So I was sad when Volkanovski lost. But during the fight, as he was watching it live, as it's happening, in your mind, oh, Volkanovski won. Everybody was saying it was a robbery. That it wasn't a robbery. It's the same thing. If you're gonna be biased for whoever the person you're rooting for, especially when they're up against the odds. He's moving up in weight class. Tyson, Francis coming into boxing for the first time, fighting the heavyweight champion of the world. Of course, you're gonna root for him. So if he does any like good in the fight, or the fight is even kinda competitive, you're gonna be like, oh, he won. Francis didn't win. It was a close fight. It was a good fight. Fury definitely won majority of the rounds. Francis won 3 rounds clear that I can remember. 3 rounds clearly. The knockdown round plus 2 other rounds he won clearly. Fury won about 4 rounds clear, and then there was 3 other rounds in there where it wasn't a lot of action, because there was a couple, even in the 10th round, nothing really happened. It was like 2 other rounds in there where they wasn't doing much. They were just posturing, looking at each other. Fury would catch Francis with a couple jabs at the end, probably catch him coming in a little bit. Francis would throw a couple body shots. Francis was landing some good body shots here and there, but the swing rounds where it was not a lot of action, Fury won those rounds. Francis didn't do, because a couple of rounds in there where Francis didn't do anything at all because he was so tired. His arms, he was missing. So Fury won the fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a close fight, but Fury won the fight. If we being realistic and if we judging it off of boxing, round by round, not looking at who's in the ring and the situation and the lead up to the fight, we just looking at round by round, scoring round by round, Fury won. Francis did good as fuck. I was surprised. When he dropped Fury, I could have had a fucking heart attack. I'm going to post the video of me and my live reaction to the shit after this, but I could have had a heart attack when I seen Fury hit the ground. I'm like, what is happening? Why I didn't put money on Francis? But as the fight started going on, I was like, yep, this is why I didn't put money on Francis, because now he's getting outboxed. Francis had 3 rounds clear. I remember it, 3 rounds clear. The knockdown round, it was another round. I think was it at the 4th or the 5th? Where I was like, all right, Francis won this. And then it was like the 8th round where Francis caught him with some combinations. He won that round clear. And then Fury won the first 2 rounds. Like 2 other rounds in the fight, clearly it was like, yeah, Fury clearly won that round. And then it was like 3 rounds in there, because that's 7 rounds. And then there's 3 other rounds where there was a lot of posturing, not a lot happening, but Fury was just slightly, not by a lot. Even the swing rounds, the close rounds, Fury was outlanding Ngannou just by a little bit, touching him with a couple more shots. He wasn't hitting Francis with no big heavy shots, and Francis was getting pieced up and looking bad. It was nothing like that at no point in time throughout the fight. It was a close, competitive fight. Even the rounds where Francis was slowing down, you could see he's visibly slowing down, trying to get his energy back, trying to catch his breath. He got a second wind, like in the 8th round he came out. I was surprised that Francis was able to even keep that pace. It wasn't a high-paced fight, but even at that pace, I was surprised he was able to keep it. I thought he was going to be gassed out, fucking falling all over his feet, looking bad, but he looked good. He stayed in there. He didn't get dropped. He didn't get hurt at any point in time. He dropped Fury. There was a couple other rounds, 2 other rounds in there clearly that he won, that I seen. I was like, yeah, Francis won that. And then it was about 4 rounds where I seen Fury, where I was like, yeah, Fury won that round clear. And then it was about 3 other rounds where it was close rounds, but not a lot of action happening, and Fury just slightly outlanded him because he's the taller, longer dude. So he'll just touch him with a jab, move away, feint, touch him with another jab. Francis might throw a body shot, land it, but Fury might land like 5, 6 jabs that round. Francis might land 1 or 2 body shots. So you got to give that round to Fury, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of those fights. It wasn't a lot of action. It wasn't a high-paced fight. But Francis, I'm very impressed. This is good for Francis. His stock went up, because if he had just went in there and got annihilated, that wouldn't have looked too good. I mean, that's what most people was expecting. That's what I was expecting. Right before the fight, I was talking shit. Francis about to get destroyed. He about to get denominated, because I've seen Fury these are the factors I think in this fight. I think Fury underestimated Francis. I mean, why wouldn't he? I would have. If I was Fury, I would too. Francis was better than he thought he was. He's training with Tyson, so he's taking it serious. He's really training hard. So Francis was a little bit better than he thought he was. And I don't think Fury was like in the and I don't think Fury expected Francis to hit as hard. I mean, even though Francis is a heavy hitter, it's different with like MMA gloves and boxing gloves on. So I didn't think Francis would have been able to drop Fury. I really didn't think that. I didn't think Francis was going to be able to drop Fury throughout the fight. Even though he's a heavy hitter, I'm like, Francis not dropping Fury with them at boxing gloves on. But he got some weight on his punches and he dropped them. This performance by Francis made a lot of other boxers look bad. It made Dillian White look bad. It made Wilder a little bit too. Because I personally thought Wilder won the first fight with Fury. The second fight, of course, Fury won, but there was a lot of controversy. Glovegate, there's a lot of things going on in that fight. And in the third fight, Wilder dropped him twice. It was a long count. If you go back, that was the talk of the town. It was a long count in that fight. Fury ended up stopping him in the later rounds. Whatever. But I thought Fury lost the first Wilder fight. Wilder dropped him twice, and Wilder won like 3 or 4 of the first couple of rounds because Fury wasn't. Watch the fight. Fury didn't do anything for like the first 4 or 5 rounds when he was fighting Wilder. Anything at all. He just kept moving away. Because remember, that was the first fight. He didn't know what Wilder power is. He was kind of scary. He was moving away. That was like his first couple of fights back. He was kind of scared. Wilder won that fight. But he made Wilder look bad. Dillian White. He made Klitschko look bad. Klitschko barely landed anything on Tyson Fury. Think about the Klitschko-Tyson Fury fight. Klitschko didn't really land shit. Dillian White got pieced the fuck up, knocked out, looking like a goofball. And Ngannou comes over from MMA, who hasn't fought too, mind you. I think it's been like 2 years since Francis fought Cyril Gane. It's been like almost 2 years now. Comes out, trains for, I don't know, he probably been training for a few months. With Tyson training for a little while, comes out here and puts on a performance like this against Tyson Fury. Wow, I'm very impressed. I'm happy for Francis too. He's gonna get a lot of money. His stock didn't drop because he didn't go out there. His stock went up. Tyson Fury's stock dropped a little bit, if we want to be honest. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, underestimating Fury didn't look good. I can honestly say that he didn't look good in terms of like his game plan. He didn't look good. He really didn't look good. I can't know how else to explain it because Tyson Fury's supposed to knock Francis out, bro. Tyson Fury's been boxing since he was a child. Francis jumps over from MMA, gets off the couch like, hold my UFC gloves. I got it. Goes over there and puts on the fight of his life. Drop Fury. Didn't win, but just the fact that he performed the way he did is amazing. And now he might get a couple other big boxing fights. I wouldn't mind watching a Wilder versus Ngannou fight. I think Wilder will knock him the fuck out because Wilder's not Tyson Fury. Wilder hits like a Mack truck. And Wilder's way faster than Francis. Wilder gonna get to Francis before Francis will get to him. So, but I think now that'll be a good fight to make. After coming off this performance against Tyson Fury, Ngannou will get some other big boxing fights, and he deserves other big boxing fight because he shows he can hang with the top level boxers. He almost beat the heavyweight champion of the world, so he could hang with you guys. So he's gonna get some other big fights, and I'm happy for him, man. Get your money, man. Do your thing. Wow, shocking. I didn't see that fight playing out like that. I didn't think it was going to be close. Francis made a good account of himself. Made MMA look good. He definitely made MMA look good. Maybe not Dana White in the UFC because Dana mad as a motherfucker right now. Dana was hoping he went in there and got murked in the first round. But I'm happy for him. He about to get a bag. Some big fights. Almost beat Tyson Fury, which is fucking crazy. If Francis had got one more knockdown, he would have won the fight. I'm telling you, if he had got one more knockdown in that fight, he probably would have won the fight. He would have won the fight if he had dropped Fury one more time, and like if he had just won one more round clearly, like if he won the 10th round clearly, because I don't know who won the 10th round. I don't know what the score was, but he didn't put the extra. He should have went a little bit more forward and pressed the gas a little bit more in the 10th round, because he didn't look tight. He bouncing around and all type of shit. He should have pressed the gas a little bit more. He should have pressed it a little bit more and won the 10th round clearly. Like, I won that round. So that would have been 3 rounds clearly, plus the knockdown rounds. So that's 5 rounds right there. Clearly. And then maybe one of the judges might have given him one of the other rounds, and then he would have won the fight. Because that means it would have been 5 rounds, 3 rounds clear, plus the knockdown round. So that's 5 points. Tyson Fury, if he won the rest of the rounds, is a draw. So if Francis had just won one more round, he didn't even have to get a knockdown again. Just win one more round clearly. The 10th round, like if he came in the 10th round and went hard, landed a couple heavy shots, he would have won that fight. I'm telling you, he'd have won the fight. But the fact that it was even a split decision shows you it was like, I was like split. I was kind of surprised. I'm like, Francis did good, but I thought Tyson Fury won the fight clear. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury won the majority of the rounds. Francis knocked him down. He won 2 other rounds clearly. Well, I was like, those were Francis rounds that I seen. But good fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they might rematch. Who knows? Or Ngannou might get some other big boxing fights. I actually wouldn't mind seeing the Wilder fight. That's a good fight. That's a big fight. But whew, what a night. Like, subscribe. I'll be back to y'all with another one. Let's go.